Good morning, students. Okay, so we are here again with our new topic. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is The Adventures of Toto. Okay, we will start a new chapter, that is The Adventures of Toto, from your book Moments, chapter 2. Good morning, Yuvraj. So I'm just waiting for everyone to be present so that we can start our class. Good morning, Mercy. Okay, just take out your book, page number. Yesterday we have completed narration. The who has not able to attend the class yesterday or day before yesterday, you can just repeat the video. You can see the video again and see the explanation of the rules and regulation of narration there. If you have doubt, if you have doubt, you can just give a text in the group. Okay. So today we are starting a new chapter, The Adventures of Toto. And that will be okay. So The Adventures of Toto by Ruskin Bond. Okay, Ruskin Bond, as he's a Anglo-Indian writer. Many of the people, they think that Ruskin Bond is not from India, but he's actually belongs to a British descent, and he is an Anglo-Indian writer. Okay. And Ruskin Bond, obviously, he write for the children. He write mostly for the children, and his stories are very interesting. That always has a happy ending also. So let's see about what happens in our new chapter, that is The Adventures of Toto. Here, Toto is actually a monkey. Okay. Here we will see the mischievous features of Toto, that is a monkey. If we talk about a monkey, is of course monkey is always a naughty creature, isn't it? So here we will see what kind of mischievous things he does in the chapter, how he actually irritate the people, the character of the author, even the author, how. So everything we will see here in the story. Okay. So, have you ever had a monkey? You just take out your book, page number 7. Have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? Of course, very few people, they have a pet monkey, pet as a pet at their home as a monkey. Is not it? Yes. Good morning, Sangeeta, Mirbon, and Ringlaida. So here we will learn about Toto, who is a baby monkey, and now let's find out whether he is a mischievous or docile. If he is an innocent creature or very mischievous creature, we will just find it out from this chapter. Okay. So now, grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. So here, grandfather, the author's grandfather, okay, Ruskin Bone's grandfather, he loved animals a lot, and he also had a zoo at his own home. He has made a small zoo at his own home, a private zoo, where he has lots of animals, where he has actually kept lots of animals there. He is very fond of animals. Okay. So grandfather, Ruskin Bone's grandfather, he saw Toto with a Tonga driver. He bought Toto. Tonga driver, you can say a horse driver. Okay. We say no ghoda gadi and all. So that is Tonga driver. Okay. So grandfather, he bought this Toto, the monkey, from a Tonga driver only for the sum of 5 rupees. As at that time 5 rupees was a huge amount. Okay, today maybe 5 rupees we will not be able to buy lots of things, but still at that time 5 rupees was a very big amount. So he bought this monkey only for the sum of 5 rupees. And the Tonga driver, he actually used to keep this monkey tied to a feeding trough. Means he would be, good morning Vinit, the Tonga driver, he just tied the monkey with a feeding trough. There will be a small bowl for his food and all. He will just give a food, and it used to be tied every time. And the monkey, he looked so disturbed in that place. Grandfather, he noticed that this monkey is not at all happy with the Tonga driver, because the Tonga driver used to keep the monkey every time tied in that feeding trough. He was not able to move from here and there. So he found that he's very sad. He realized that he noticed that the monkey feels very unhappy there. So he decided that he will buy this monkey and he will add to his little private zoo, as he has already had a zoo where he had lots of animal. So he want to add as monkey. There was no monkey in his zoo, so he thought that he will add this monkey in his zoo. Okay, clear everyone? If you have any doubt, you just write it down. Okay, I will reply it. So Toto was a pretty monkey. Toto, he was a pretty monkey, very beautiful monkey, and his bright eyes sparkled with a mischief beneath deep-set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often despite a Ruskin Bond. He is fond of animals. He loves animals a lot, and he has also a small private zoo at his own home. So this grandfather, one day he found that a Tonga driver, means a ghoda gari, who actually drive a ghoda gari, So he found that this Tonga driver, he used to tie this monkey with a feeding trough. Feeding trough means a ball where he is given food to eat. Okay, so there is a ball of food, and he used to be tied in that feeding trough. Okay, to that feeding trough. And the monkey, he looked so upset there. The grandfather of the Ruskin Bond grandfather, he noticed that the monkey, he looked so upset there, that he decided that he will buy this monkey from the Tonga driver. So he bought this monkey from the Tonga driver only for the sum of 5 rupees. And he decided that he will add this monkey to his small zoo, his private zoo. Okay, clear everyone? So Toto, he was a pretty monkey. Okay, Toto, he was very beautiful monkey. He has a shining eyes. There, his eyes can, whenever one sees his eyes, one can notice that how mischievous this creature is. Mischievous means very naughty. Okay, he is very naughty. Though he is very beautiful to look at, his eyes are shining. His eyes were very bright, but still his eyes shows that he is a very naughty type of creature. And his teeth, which were pearly white, his teeth were very white in color, pearl white. Okay, pearl means you can it, moti. Yeah, it's like the color of that pearl. And he used this teeth, where very often he displayed his teeth in a smile. He will just show us, he will just smile it, and he will show his teeth to the Anglo-Indian ladies, very elderly Anglo-Indian ladies who used to just come there to see the zoo and all. So he will just frighten them by looking at them. He will just give a smile, and as the monkey will smile, these Anglo-Indian ladies, they used to be very frightened, because his appearance looks like he's like making someone afraid. Yeah. So, but his hands looked dried up. But his hands were very dried up. Okay, dry. His hands were dry, as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. His hands looks very dry. Like sometimes we dry pickle, no? We make pickle. Pickle means achar, is not it? After we we just prepare the pickle. What we do? We just dry it up in the sun, isn't it? For many days. So similarly, his hands were also very dry, like is ready to do very mischievous thing, is ready to do his hands and fingers, they are ready to do some naughty things. Okay, every time they are ready, they are very quick and wicked. And his tail, and he has a tail while adding to his good looks, and grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks. So his tail, it gives a good look to him, and also grandfather, he believed that a tail would add give a very extra look to any animals. Okay, so that's why he looks very beautiful and handsome also. Okay, so also served as a third hand, and he used his tail like a third hand. Though he has two hands, but he uses tail like a third hand. And what he do with his third hand, he could use it to hang from a branch, and he can use his tail to hang from a branch of tree, and it was capable of scooping. And when he would be just he would hang himself on a branch of a tree with the help of his tail. Just he can move from one tree to another tree, he can reach anything, he can pick up anything he like, and it was capable of, and this he was capable of scooping up. Scooping means picking up something. Okay, any delicacy, whatever like special food, he will find it out. Special eatable things, he will find it out. Tasty eatable thing, so whenever he found those things, this third hand will help him in just getting those food. Good morning, Mandira. Getting this food. So in this way, he use his third hand, that is his tail, and the thing which he cannot reach with his hand, he will reach with his tail. Okay, so in this way, this Toto, this is the appearance of Toto. In the second paragraph, the the author has described us that how a Toto looks like, and what things he actually does. What are the things he can actually do? Okay, clear everyone? Okay, so after that, what happened? After that, grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. Now, grandmother, she's always worried because grandmother, okay, delicacy means, as delicacy has lots of meaning, but in this paragraph, in this book, in this story, delicacy means some very tasty food and all. Okay, the food that the monkey likes, tasty food, you can say, special food. Okay, so grandmother always first when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. So grandmother, she is always worried whenever grandfather he buys some new bird and animal at home for his zoo. She is always worried because she doesn't like this animals and all. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret from her until she was in a particularly good mood. So it was decided. So grandfather, and the author, they decided that Toto's presence, as they have bought Toto, but now they will keep Toto in a secret place. They will keep Toto's presence in the house will be secret for some days, because as grandmother, she doesn't like this animals. She's always worried whenever a new animal comes. She's always worried about it. As the animals, they do not know the rules and regulation of the house, or maybe something, they will just destroy the things here and there. No, they will throw the things here and there. So that's why grandmother, she is worried about it. So now grandfather, he decided that he has already bought Toto, but his presence in the house will be a secret until he will find that, okay, when he will find that grandmother is in a very happy mood and a good mood, and then only he will tell her that he has brought the monkey at home. Till then, they will just keep the monkey's presence as a secret one. Okay, so grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall, where he was tied securely. So now grandfather and the author, they decided that till grandmother's good mood, till the time she is not in a happy mood, till then they will keep him in a secret place. And they decided that they put him away in a little small closet, means you can say small almirah, or opening into my bedroom wall, that is used to be open in the bedroom wall of the author. So he was kept in the bedroom of the author in a small closet where he used to keep some clothes and all. Okay, where he was tied securely, and there they tied him securely, or so we thought, to a peg fastened into the wall. So they tied the monkey in a very securely, very properly in a peg. You can say peg means bolt, okay, bolt or pin, no, where like we see in the stable and all, no, where the animals are tied. So similarly, this monkey was tied fastened in the wall properly, so that he will not be able to go away from there. So till grandmother, uh, so that grandmother will not be able to know that there is a monkey at the home. Okay, clear everyone? So in this way, they kept the monkey for that day in the bedroom of the author. Now after that, what happened? A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. Now, as we have already known in the first paragraph, that the second paragraph, that this monkey is very mischievous, very naughty. He will not stay in one particular place very silently and calm. He cannot stay calm and quiet. Okay, so a few hours later, as they just tied him in the room, and they just went away from there. And few hours later, when grandfather and the author, they came back just to release Toto from there, they were very surprised to see the situation of the room. And they found that the walls, where grandfather has covered the wall with some beautiful pictures and all, no, some beautiful papers and all, it was all destroyed by, it was all just torn out by the monkey. He has torn everything, all the papers from that. Now they can see only the naked walls and bricks. Okay, and then the peg in the wall, and the peg where he was actually tied very properly, that peg, it just came out, he just pulled out the peg from there, so that he can go away from there. He will not stay in one particular place for for a moment also. So he just pulled out that socket from the wall, and then he just destroyed all the room. And his school blazer, and the blazer means coat, you can say, okay, coat. His school blazer, which was hanging there, he just took out the school blazer and torn the school blazer into pieces. And so that was the situation of the room. So they were very much surprised to see that he has messed out everything in the room. Now what will happen? Okay, I wondered what grandmother would say, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. And now he wondered, he just thought what grandmother will say when she will see the situation of the room and all. But grandfather, he was not at all worried. Why? Because he was very much pleased with Toto's performance. He thought that yes, Toto is a clever creature. You see, Toto is actually very clever. He has taken those activities of Toto in a positive way. He did not take it in a negative way, or he was not very much angry with Toto. He just took it in a positive way, and thinking that Toto is actually a clever creature. Okay. So if you have any doubts, just write it down. Okay, I will just continue with my explanation. Wherever you have doubt, you just write it down. So he is clever, said grandfather. Given time, I'm sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. So now, grandfather, he took Toto's performance very in a positive way. So he told that he's very clever. You see whatever situation he has done to this room. If we would have not came in time in the room, I surely know that he would have escaped from the room. He would have used these torn pieces of the blazer. He would have make rope, and he would escape from the window. See, he is very clever. So he has taken his activities in a positive way, and he is very much pleased with Toto's performance. He was happy. Okay, Toto can do many activities. So now his presence in the house still a secret. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters, where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. Now his presence in the house was still a secret till that time. till that time grandfather has not informed about the monkey to grandmother. It was a secret. So now Toto was transferred to a big cage in the servants quarter. There was a servant quarter, they have a servants quarter, and there was a big cage where he kept many animals there, many pets. Grandfather, he kept many pets there. So and these pets, the animals in that cage live very properly, very friendly. They were very friendly with each other. They lived very sociably together. They do not disturb anyone there. Okay, a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat. So these were the animals which was kept in the grandfather's big cage. Okay, so but the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. But this monkey, as we have seen his activities, so this monkey he would not allow, as he was transferred to that same cage. Grandfather, he thought that he will just be friend with all the animals and they will live happily there. But this monkey, he was very naughty. He would not allow any of his companion, anyone, any animal there he would not allow anyone to properly. He used to disturb each other a lot. Every time he used to disturb him or each of the animals there. Okay, so the whole night he disturbed those animals. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. So grandfather, as he noticed that this animal, this monkey, he used to disturb each and every pets of the house in that cage. He did not even allow them to sleep at night. So now grandfather, he realized that it would be very danger, or it would be very, there will be a big problem if he will keep this monkey at home alone. So he decided that he will take this monkey, as grandfather had to leave to Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur. So he decided that he will take this monkey with him, because if he will keep this monkey at home, he will just make a mess of the house and also the animals. So it will be a risky one, is not it? So he decided that he will take the monkey with him. Okay. Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. Unfortunately, what happened? The monkey was taken by the grandfather as grandfather took monkey with him to Saharanpur, but the author, that means Ruskin Bond, he could not accompany that on that trip. So whatever happened on that trip, whatever activities the monkey has performed on that trip, so everything was told by grandfather. When he returned back, he told everything to the writer. So then he wrote all those things. Okay, so as he could not accompany, so how he took him, so we will learn it here. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. So grandfather, he brought a big black canvas kit bag, a bag where he can actually take the Toto with him. A big canvas kit bag. Canvas, as we know, a type of cloth, okay, very strong clothes, so that he cannot actually destroy this bag. So he brought that canvas bag, and then this with some straw at the bottom, and he kept some straw, and some dried grasses on the at the bottom. Okay, so he kept that dried grasses at the bottom so he can sit properly there in the bag. Became his new abode, so that bag became his new home for that day. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. So when the bag was closed, the monkey could not escape from there. Okay, Toto could not get his hands through the opening. So Toto could not even get his hands, because his hands are also very mischievous. Okay, so he could not get out his hands from the bag. So it was kept, so he has to sit it like this inside the bag. So through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. So the canvas was very strong, so he could not even bite them to escape from there. And of course, he had tried a lot to escape from there, because we have already learned that Toto cannot sit in a permanent place for long time. He would be doing this or that, and that's why now as he is inside the bag, so he has tried a lot to cut the bag and all, but the bag was so strong, the canvas bag was so strong that he was not able to bite them through, so he could not come out from the bag. So in this way he was the grandfather took Toto with him to Saharanpur. Okay, so after that his efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air, an exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on Dehradun railway platform. So now he actually could not come out from the bag, and he had tried a lot to come out from the bag. He tried to bite the bag and all. He tried to destroy the bag, but the bag was very strong. So as he could not come out from the bag, he has he what he can only do, he can just make the bag roll. As he was inside the bag, he can just make the bag roll, or he sometimes used to jump in the bag, inside the bag. So when Toto was kept there on the floor in the Dehradun, on the Dehradun railway platform, so there were lots of people to see what is there inside the bag, that the bag is simply moving, it is just rolling out, it is just jumping. So there was an exhibition created. Every people started coming to see what was there inside the bag. As he has also, though he was inside the bag, he has done mischievous activities there also, though he could not show it by himself, but he just jump inside the bag, he just roll on inside the bag, and many people just gathered around to see that performance of Toto. Okay, so in this way the Toto reacted when he was actually kept inside the bag. So now Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur. So Toto, he remained at the bag till Saharanpur. He remained as in the bag. But while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, so now as grandfather, as the ticket collector, the TT came to see the ticket and all. So grandfather, he was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile. Okay, railway turnstile, the meaning you can see it in page number 11. Turnstile means a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post, allowing only one person at a time to pass through. So he was not before getting inside the train. So he has to. You can see the picture there. Okay, in the book, page number 11, you can see the picture of turnstile. So that is turnstile. Okay, so. As at the railway turnstile, he was showing his ticket to the ticket collector. Toto suddenly he just came outside. He poked his head out of the bag. He just came out of the bag. He just poked his head out of his bag, and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. And then he just smiled, giving a very wide grin means smile broadly. Okay, so he suddenly saw the ticket collector, and he gave a wide smile. Okay, and the ticket collector will be like very much surprised. Oh, what is that? No, so that will be his expression. So the poor man was taken aback, but with great presence of mind and much to grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for it accordingly." And now that man, he was at first he was very much frightened. Oh, what it is that suddenly came out from the bag. But he uses great presence of mind, because the ticket collector want to earn some money there, no? So he used his presence of mind, and then just to annoy a grandfather, just to make him a little bit disturbed, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for a dog, as if you take a dog." So you have to pay for it also. Okay, if any animal, maybe not every animal, maybe dog and all, so you have to pay there. So he thought that this will be a great chance. The ticket collector, he thought that this will be a good opportunity to earn some money from here. So he said, "No, you had a dog. That is a dog," and then he has to pay for a dog. Though it was a monkey, but he has to pay for a monkey. saying, as the ticket collector, he just forcefully he said that no, it is a dog. Okay. Now he became very angry. Grandfather, he became very angry and also upset that how a monkey is actually qualified a dog. How this person has not noticed properly that this is not a dog, but it is a monkey. He was very much sad, upset. In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain did he try to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. So grandfather, he somehow he thought that if he would have taken out Toto out of the bag, if he would have tried to prove that that is not a dog, it is a monkey, and if he would have tried to prove it that that a monkey doesn't qualify a dog or as a quadruped. Quadruped means who has 4 feet. No, animal who has 4 feet, that is quadruped. So he was not successful in making those things. He was not at all successful. He did not even get a chance to just take out the monkey to show it to the ticket collector that see that this is not a dog, this is an monkey. So he did not got that opportunity. He became very much sad. He became like he was very much disturbed at how this ticket collector can qualify a monkey to a dog. So he handed, and then he did not did it anything. He just handed ticket collector 3 rupees, and that was the fare of a dog. Okay, Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. So he handed over the fare to him. Okay. So now he became very much upset that how he could not even prove that this is not a monkey, this was not a dog, this was a monkey. Then grandfather, just to get his own bag, took from his pocket our pet tortoise and said, "What must I pay for this, since you charge for all animals?" And then grandfather, he was so annoyed, he was so disturbed by the behavior of the ticket collector, just to get his own bag. To get his own bag means like to take a revenge on him. Okay, that is to get his own bag means that is a phrase to take a revenge on him. As what he has done to him, he will do the same to him. So he took out his pet tortoise from the pocket and kept it on his hand, and then he called the ticket collector. "Sir, you just see, since you charge all the animals, you take fare for all the animals, you see this, I have one more animal here, will you take the charge of it?" So now, to take a revenge on the ticket collector, he said that as you charge for all animals, you see here I also have another animal, you will charge for it, this is also a dog, you see. So he became very much upset and angry. "See, this is also a dog, you will not charge." Collector, he looked closely, very properly, if it is a dog, if he can actually classify this animal as a dog or not, because it's very small one. No. So the ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise. He looked very closely at the tortoise and prodded it with his forefinger. So prodded means just he poke it like this. No, he just prodded it. He poked it with his forefinger, the finger after the thumb. Okay, forefinger, and gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look. And he just looked at grandfather and gave a triumphant look, as if he had won the game. No, like triumphant look means when you just as if you have won something, and you give a smile. No, a smile. So that smile is actually called as triumphant look. Okay, so as if he has won something, like he gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant smile, and he said, "No charge, it's not a dog." And he said, no, I will not take any charge of it because it is not a dog. Clear, everyone? Is there any doubt with you up to here? You just reply it, and then I will just continue the other part. Okay, so when Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable, where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana, without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from the bundle of hay. Okay. So uh, Toto was at last. Toto was accepted by grandmother. Grandmother, she came to know about Toto, and she also accepted Toto at her home. And then he was given a very comfortable home to live in the stable, where he had a companion, the family donkey Nana. So where he had grandmother, so Toto was given a very proper, very comfortable home to live in the stable, and he had his companion donkey Nana. So on Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. So on the first day, on that first night of in the stable, so grandfather, he just paid a visit to see Toto, if Toto is fine or not, if everything is comfortable or not. And he was very much surprised to see something there. And what it was? To his surprise, he found Nana with apparent cause. Apparent cause means cannot be without apparent cause means cannot be seen clearly. Okay. To his surprise, he found Nana with apparent cause pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from the bundle of hay. So there was a bundle of hay that was kept, that was given to Nana to eat and all. So now this Nana, he was trying. He had a halter. Halter means you can say a rope that is placed over around the head of a horse or donkey, no, or even sometimes we can say in for the cows and all. So a halter, he was just trying to keep himself away from a bundle of hay. He wanted to cry. It cannot be seen that what is going on with the donkey, but he was trying to keep himself away from that bundle of hay. And grandfather, he was surprised that why this Nana is behaving in such a way. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches. So grandfather, he just gave a slap across her back, on her haunches. That means on her back. And she jerked back, and suddenly she just jumped, dragging Toto with her. And there was something going on. He could not. He was just pulling himself and trying to keep himself away from that bundle of hay. And grandfather, he did not did not knew it what or did not know it what was going on there, why he was behaving such a way. So he gave a slap across her haunches, and when he gave a slap, suddenly the donkey, he jerked, means he jumped suddenly, and he pulled Toto with her, and there was Toto. He just pulled Toto with her. So then, actually, what had happened? He had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Actually, this Toto, he has fastened this donkey, fastened onto her long ears, onto her ears. He had just bite the donkey on his ears with his sharp teeth, long ears with his sharp teeth, and that's why he was like it was. He was getting some pain there, so that's why he was trying to keep himself away. And when he just jumped, even stay with any other animals, because he used to disturb each and every animal at the home. So he will not allow any of the animals or his companion to sleep or to sit properly at one particular place. And after that day, Toto and Nana, they never became friends. They were very much like an enemy with each other. They never became friends. And after that day, he was not even kept with Nana there, because he used to disturb him every time. Okay. So a great treat for Toto during cold winter evening was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. So now the monkey, he liked many of the things that is done by Ruskin Bond himself. Okay. So he was given many facilities by grandmother. So now he used to get a great treat, a great facility, proper facility, and that was during cold winter evening. When it is winter season, he used to get lots of facilities. And what was the facility he used to get? He was provided with a large bowl of warm water by grandmother for his bath. So for his bath, he used to get in a very big ball of a ball, he used to get some warm water so that he can bath with a warm water in the winter time. So he would cunningly test the temperature with his hand. So he will, before just taking the bath, uh, he will just feel the temperature. If it is too hot or cool, he will just feel the temperature with his hand. And again, and then he will gradually step into the bath, and then he will step into the bath by just feeling the temperature of the water. If it is okay, if it is enough warm, if it is comfortable for him, he will just had his bath there. So first he will keep the one foot and again the second one, then the other, as he had seen me doing. As this is done by by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, he used to take bath in such a way during the winter time. He will have a warm water and he will just feel the water. He will feel the water. He will test the temperature of the water, and then he will keep his 1 feet on the water, and after that second one. So similarly, he have noticed, Toto has noticed many times that how Ruskin Bone he used to bath. So he also take bath in such a way. Okay. After that, until he was into the water up to his neck, and he will just have a comfortable bath in that warm water. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hand or feet and rub himself all over. So once he is comfortable in the water, he finds the water very warm. He will take soap and he will just rub himself all with soap, all his body with soap. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. And till the time he will bath, till the time the water doesn't become cold. And when the water became cold, what he will do, he would just get out of very quickly. He would just get out of the ball quickly and run quickly into the kitchen fire so that he can dry himself there. So in such a way, he used to bath. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feeling would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. So now, while doing all these activities, if anyone laughed at Toto, Toto will be very much hurt. He will be he would be hurt. His feelings would be hurt. And next day, he will not take a bath. He will not go to take a bath. After that day, he will not do that work if someone laughs at him. Okay, so in this way, he used to take bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. And one day, what happened? He was successful in boiling himself alive. One day, he was saved from boiling him alive. So how it happened? A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in, with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while, until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time, until grandmother arrived and hauled him, half boiled, out of the kettle. So now, as he used to take bath in such a way, so one day what happened, as a grandmother, as there were lots of family member in that house, so grandmother, she every day they used to make tea in a large kitchen kettle. So a large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil one day for tea. So, and Toto, as he did not know that the water was being boiled, is going to be boiled. So Toto, he do not know what to do now. He do not have any mischievous activities to do. So suddenly he thought that what to do, and suddenly he found that there was a large kitchen kettle full of water. So he decided to remove the lid. So he decided to remove the lid. He took out the lid, the cover of the kettle. He took out the lid and he just took the temperature of the water. He just filled the temperature of the water with his hand, and he found that okay, it was warm, as if every day how he used to bath. So similarly, he just hold the water. He found it okay, it was enough warm so that he can take a bath. So he put himself inside the kettle. He just put himself inside the kettle, and he found it very comfortable, open kettle. So he was taking bath there. He was just raising himself as the water was little bit warm enough so that he can actually bear that hot. But after some time, as it was boiling, after some time, what happened? The water was going, it was becoming hot and hot, hotter and hotter, isn't it? So now it, like, he was finding that there is something going on with him. He could not even realize what was actually going on. The water was boiling and it was becoming hotter and hotter. And he raised himself a little, and then he raised himself a little, it was hot, and suddenly he again just, he thought that, okay, it's cold. He just again sat inside the kettle, and when he sat down again, he just find, okay, it is like, it's, the water is too hot, and he just, so he was just he was just raising himself up and down there. And suddenly grandmother arrived. So suddenly grandmother noticed that what was going on with Toto. He is going to be boiled in the water. So grandmother, she arrived, and then she just hauled him. She just pulled him from that half boiled water out of the kettle. So in this way we can see that how mischievous this creature is. He was almost, he was going to be boiled in the water if grandmother did not arrive in time. As she arrived in time, he was safe. So this was the thing he used to, mischievous thing he used to do every time. So clear, everyone? Okay, after that, if there is a part of the brain specially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. So now, if there is a part of a brain, if there is a small part of a brain in Toto, especially his brain is devoted to mischievous thing. He do not like doing good things and all. He always want to do some naughty things just to disturb others, just to make someone irritate and all. So in this way he used to work it. So every time his brain used to do mischievous activities, it in pieces. If it is clothes, if it is anything, he will just tear it in pieces. He will not even think of the, if it is very costlier one, or if it is very important one, he will not think all those things. He will just find, if he find in his hand, he will just tear it, break it. So these are the mischievous thing that Toto used to do. So whenever one of my aunts came near him, so as her aunt, Ruskin Bond's aunt, she used to come sometimes at his home, visit at his home. So whenever she came near him, near Toto, he made every effort to get hold of her dress. So he actually disliked this aunt. So whenever she comes near Toto, he will just make his effort to just hold her dress and tear a hole on it. He will just hold her dress and make some hole on her dress. So these were the mischievous thing that Toto used to do. Okay. Is there any doubt? Now we have little bit left, so we will complete this chapter. Okay. So one day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. So one day, now as we know that this Toto used to do many mischievous activities. So one day what happened, now he had got some another chance to do some activities. So one day, as it was the lunchtime, so grandmother has prepared pulao. A large dish of pulao stood in the center of dining table. So as it was the time for lunch, so she has prepared pulao. So she has kept pulao on a large dish, on a very big dish, large dish at the center of the dining table. So everyone will come and she will serve the food for them. So what happened? We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. Now, as everyone entered the room for the lunch, so they were surprised to see that Toto was there in the room, and he was sitting on that pulao. He was stuffing himself with rice and all. He was on the plate. He was stuffing with rice. He was stuffing himself. He was putting himself all the rice, eating the rice and all. My grandmother screamed and grandmother, as she has did so hard work to making the pulao and all, and everyone were hungry, so she screamed loudly. She was very much angry with Toto. She screamed loudly, and as she screamed, Toto threw a plate at her. And then Toto, as there were plates on the dining table to be served, Toto, as she screamed loudly, Toto, he picked up one of the plate and just threw it on grandmother. On one of my aunt rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face, and one of his aunt, as she rushed forward Toto to just hold Toto, but what he did, he just took a glass of water and threw on her face. Just he threw the water on her face. So these were the things he used to do every time. So now when grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. And when grandfather he arrived at the room, Toto, what he did? He just picked all the pulao, the dish of pulao, and he just went outside through a window. And we found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree. And then he was on the jackfruit tree. He just got into the jackfruit tree, and he was just sitting there so that no one can catch him. No one can catch him. No one can do anything to him with a dish of pulao. The dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice. So all afternoon he remained there in the jackfruit tree and eating the rice very slowly, determining to finish on finishing every grain, so that he was there. He just made his mind that he will finish the rice and then only he will come down. So till then he was there taking food slowly, eating his food, eating the pulao slowly, and he has determined that he will finish each and every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tray. And now, after completing, take revenge on her. In order to take revenge on her, what he did, he threw the dish down from the tray. He threw that dish from the tray. So, and then what happened? It just broken into pieces, and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. And there he was like jumping and laughing with very delight when the plate broke into pieces, only to take revenge on grandmother, because grandmother had screamed on him when he was stuffing pulao. As she screamed on him to irritate her or to take revenge on her, he just broke that plate of that dish in 100 pieces, and there he was just enjoying that what he has done, enjoying with his works and all. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that we were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. And then at last the grandfather, he realized that they cannot afford this Toto at home. They cannot, and Toto was not that kind of pet who could keep for long, because he is very mischievous creature, and even maybe used to break dishes. He used to tear the clothes, curtains, and all, wallpapers and all. So he has destroyed many things at a grandfather's home. Returned this Toto to Tonga driver, and he went to the Tonga driver and sold Toto only for 3 rupees. And in this way, we just complete the lesson, The Adventures of Toto. So students, I hope you have understood the story. Just reply it. Is there any doubt in understanding the story, the explanation of the story? Yes, is there any doubt? Okay. Okay, I hope you have understood, and if you have any doubt regarding the story, you just repeat the video and watch it. You will surely understand it. It's really very interesting story, The Adventures of Toto. We have find out how mischievous a monkey can be, isn't it? So that's all for today, students. Okay, I did not got the reply of each and every student, if you have understood or not. Okay. Okay, Mandira, if it's not clearly, you just repeat the video once again and listen to it. It will be understood. You read each and every line, then there will be no doubt. Okay, but if after that also, if you have doubt, you just reply to me. Okay, Mandira? Okay, so everyone has understood. So students, bye for today. Again, we will be meeting at the same time tomorrow. Okay, bye and